The Master's Mysteries. Tales of Magical Mastery. Episode 105. Go to hell. Leave aside Leo Fengi and others who are struggling. Let's talk about Ahu. Ahu was led away by the old gray family of the shaman dragon cult. The two of them arrived in a forest, in the midst of a not-so-small cemetery. Are you from the Red Tail clan? Speaking of Ahu's cultivation, it's really not high. Although he has learned some methods from Black Fox and Leo Fengi, he is far inferior to this old demon. Kid still have a bit of insight, and Ahu observed that this old demon is not a practitioner of the Central Plains Gray family, but a type of grassland evil mouse called the Red Tail, infamous among the Gray Immortals as the most disgraceful tribe. However, it's too late. While attacking, the Red Tail old demon admitted his identity, and his red tail forced Ahu to retreat continuously, facing imminent danger. At this moment, the Red Tail, like a fierce sword, attacked again. In the open space, Ahu had nowhere to hide. Just when Ahu was anxious, he accidentally stepped on a sacrificial stone platform under his feet. It could be considered a means of resistance. Ahu stomped on it with force, and the stone platform suddenly flipped up, blocking in front of him. But at the same time, Ahu also found that the red tail seemed as if it hadn't seen it, and it shot straight toward the stone platform. Before Ahu could figure it out, he heard a cracking sound. The red tail actually pierced through the half-foot-thick stone slab directly. Because the speed was too fast, Ahu couldn't avoid it, and he got hit. In an instant, a stone platform as tall as a person was shattered. Ahu sighed in his heart that this red tail's attack power was too strong. Before Ahu could stabilize his body, the red tail old demon launched a new attack. Facing the extremely powerful consecutive attacks of the red tail, Ahu had no means of defense and could only retreat repeatedly, evading in panic. But the strength gap was indeed quite large, and in the chaos, Ahu was even more passive. Before long, he was forced into a desperate situation, sitting on the ground. Kid, you're done today. In fact, everyone had figured out this old ghost's tactics a few times he appeared. He is the kind of character who bullies the weak and fears the strong, very cunning. This time, he stepped forward step by step, because he found that Ahu was relatively weak and easy to bully. Seeing that Ahu had nowhere to escape, the red tail old demon smirked and made a lethal move. At this point, Ahu was already desperate, knowing that his death was inevitable. However, an unexpected turn of events occurred. Just as the red tail old demon was about to end Ahu's life, he suddenly felt a wave of killing intent coming from above. Turning his head, he saw a huge stepped golden eagle swooping down towards him. As the golden eagle dove down, its two steel-like claws instantly grabbed the old demon's shoulders. "Help me!" With a flap of its wings, the golden eagle lifted the old demon into the air. Let go of me." The consecutive changes frightened the old demon, whose face turned pale. Gone was the earlier maliciousness, replaced by a pleading tone. "I'm not kidding. Help." To his surprise, his plea seemed to resonate with the golden eagle, which actually released its grip. "I'm going to fall to my death, however." Falling from several dozen meters high left the old demon battered. Groaning on the ground, he struggled to get up. "You stupid bird, see if I don't tell the cult leader. Where's that kid?" The old demon recognized the golden eagle and planned to complain. But at that moment, he noticed that the small gray figure was nowhere to be seen. "I'm right here." At that moment, Ahu's voice rang out behind him. When he turned around, he found that Ahu had somehow moved behind him, still holding his red tail. With a tail this long, it's perfect for flying a kite. Although the red tail was a formidable weapon for the old demon, it was also his vulnerability. Being caught by someone was definitely not a good situation. "Let go of me." Just as the old demon thought it was bad, a Huo exerted force, causing the old demon to lose balance. "It's my turn to show some strength." A Hu finally found his momentum. After enduring a night of being on the defensive, he vented all the pent-up frustration. Using all his strength, he threw the old demon like tossing a sandbag, vigorously hurling him towards a large rock. With a loud bang, the old demon's body crashed heavily onto the rock, and a mouthful of blood sprayed out instantly. Then the old demon's body slid down weakly, completely lifeless. "Want to kill me? Train for another 500 years. Having defeated such a highly cultivated demon, the Hu couldn't help but feel proud. However, a cry from the golden eagle above instantly brought him back to reality. It was a reminder that it was not a Hu who had defeated the old demon. "Hey, are you okay?" Turning around, he saw a 15 or 16-year-old boy smiling and greeting him. "You've worked hard too. I didn't need your help to defeat him." Really, a Hu wanted to thank the boy for his assistance, but as the words approached his lips, they took on a different tone. After all, both were young, and who would willingly admit defeat? "Do you want to have another match with him?" But the boy's words and a glance from the golden eagle immediately deflated a Hu's enthusiasm. After all, the golden eagle was also his natural enemy. "Just kidding. We're on the same side. Let's go. Let's go fight. I'll reward you." Fortunately, the boy was just joking. He scolded the golden eagle and led a Hu towards the battlefield by the lake. A few minutes later, just as the three mastiffs were showing off their might, a cry from an eagle and a figure descended from the sky. The newcomer was a Huo, coordinating with the golden eagle, descending from the air and launching an attack on the three mastiffs. A fist slammed heavily on the head in the middle of the three mastiffs, hitting a vital point. With a cracking sound, the middle head shattered. This dramatic entrance made a Hu feel a bit triumphant. Turning to look at the Liudong three bullies, he saw that they couldn't get up. It's not that they were powerless to fight back, but these three guys didn't want to get up. Every time they stood up, they would be knocked down again. Seeing reinforcements, the three immediately forced themselves to climb up from the ground, expressing the spirit of getting more tenacious as they faced setbacks. "You damn wild dogs, don't think we, brothers, are afraid of you." As they faced the three mastiffs once again without backing down, a Hu was genuinely moved. "I'll come back and stew dog meat," but just as a bit of emotion arose, it quickly dissipated in his heart. But escaping was not so easy. A surprising scene unfolded. The three mastiffs, for some unknown reason, mutated and split into two vicious dogs. Discarding the middle dog corpse, the other two vicious dogs separated and independently attacked. One blocked the Liudong three bullies, while the other stood in front of a Hu. Even without three heads, these nearly 2-meter-tall giant mastiffs were formidable. Setting aside a Huo and the Liudong three bullies for now, let's focus on the battlefield where Liu Fengyi and the Wolf King were. At this moment, the two engaged in a fierce battle, with each unleashing their true energy and demonic energy, making it difficult to determine the outcome. The Wolf King's combat power was growing stronger, and if it weren't for Liu Fengyi mobilizing the full power of his protective energy, he would have been torn to pieces by now. The human and the demon had been deadlocked for the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. Both were at their limits. Liu Fengyi's protective energy was slightly stronger, and with all his might, he managed to force them apart. Liu Fengyi quickly retreated, stabilizing his figure after retreating more than 10 meters. However, in terms of physical strength, he was no match for the Wolf King. The Wolf King only took 3 or 4 steps back and prepared to pounce again.